Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dan from DHTV, and today I'm going to be reviewing a portable Bluetooth speaker by Eachine. Let's check it out. To kick things off, let me just compare this to my iPhone 6 so you can see the size, and you can tell it's quite a bit larger horizontally and it's actually thinner vertically. So that's going to give you some perspective on how large this is when you do have it on your desk. Now, if we take a look at the front side of this device, there's more going on than just the screen that you can see right here. Obviously, that's a nice feature to have, but for a speaker, you want to make sure the sound is good. So we have two speakers here, one on the left, one on the right, and these are going to be 5-watt speakers, so you're going to get great sound from that. In the middle, we have a passive radiator. This is going to help increase the low frequency responses, so basically the bass. Now, I've read and listened to a lot of other people's reviews about this device in particular, and for some reason, it has a bad rap when it comes to the bass. Now, when I tested it, the bass actually was the best I've heard in almost every other speaker I've tested. Now, that could be due to the size, and maybe these other reviewers are just comparing this to other speakers of this size, but my personal opinion, I found that the bass was extremely good. So keep that in mind. I'll give you a quick sound test later on. Taking a look at the top of the device here, you'll notice we have most of our controls, and I say most because there are some on the back, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. But starting from the left side here, we have our pause, play, and call button here, so you can receive calls with this device. Beside that, we have two buttons here which will act as your volume up, volume down, skip ahead, previous button, as well as the channel changing buttons when you're in your FM mode. Personally, I feel that there's too much going on with these buttons because sometimes you have to hold the button down rather than just press it to activate different features, and they do different things in different modes. So it's a little bit of a learning curve with these buttons. I feel that they could have just added a separate volume rocker or a volume up and down button that would act solely rather than having them all built into these two. Moving to the middle, we have our microphone, so you can talk when you have a call. Then we have our alarm button or our clock button, and you can see on the front side we have our screen, and if you just press and hold on that button there, you'll be able to activate the alarm, set an alarm so you can wake up in the morning and not be late for work. Beside that, we have our FM radio here. Now, I found that the FM transmitter that works with this, it's hit and miss. Some stations are great, some stations are horrible, and in my experience, when the train came by or when there was something going on outside, it seemed to get a little bit staticky. Now, when I tried this outside in the open field, it worked very well. I didn't have any issues, so maybe this is just something to do with where I live. Now, also on the right side of that is our Bluetooth button, and most of us are going to use this speaker with our Bluetooth enabled devices. So if you have an iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, if you have a Nexus 7 like I do, I tested this with my iPhone 6 and my Nexus 7. It worked great. It also works with other devices that work with Bluetooth, even your computer if it's Bluetooth enabled. So keep that in mind. That's going to be probably a big feature for most people when they look for speakers like this. Now, moving to the look of this design, it's quite stylish. As you can see, this is the black model with the red trim, and it does come in many different colors. I'll link you in the description down below so you can check out all the different colors that they provide you with, as well as more information, other people's reviews, pricing, and other specifications. So you'll get everything you need at that link. But this is the black and red model. I went for that one. I think it looks pretty sharp. And if you move to the bottom side here, what's very important when you look for these devices is that they have rubberized feet or silicone feet here, because if you have just a plastic or hard plastic piece here, if you do take these outside, they're going to slide around when the wind hits them. So this one here is quite good. 2 rubberized strips and 1 circle in the middle, plus you've got these on the edges here, and the whole thing is surrounded by some kind of silicone or rubberized film, and it does keep the fingerprints away and gives it that sort of like matte shine finish here. So taking a look at the back side here, we have all the rest of our controls. So you have your line in if you'd like to connect any device that's not Bluetooth enabled, or you'd like to connect via the cable, you can, and they do provide you with the cable. I tested that out as well. It does sound great. There's no static or any issues with that at all. Obviously, wired is going to give you the best. Then you have your micro SD slot here, so you can use a micro SD card if you have one. You have your on-off power button. Now, I find this to be in a little bit of an awkward area. Why it's on the back, I don't know. I feel like it should be up top. But anyway, it's back here. Then you have your micro USB charging port, and they do provide you with the micro USB charging cable. This can charge via your computer, or if you have a wall adapter that connects via the USB section, you can use that. Then finally, we have a USB port here, so if you have devices that you'd like to connect via USB, you can do so as well. So that's pretty much it for the look of the device, but in terms of sound quality, as I said, I was quite happy with it. I found it to have a very balanced sound. I wasn't disappointed. The bass I found to be great, and I'll give you a quick sound test right now so you can hear it for yourself. So that was a quick soundbite for you. Just keep in mind it is going through the camera, so you're not going to get 100% accurate sound. But in terms of my personal opinion, I found that the sound was great, especially the bass, which a lot of other reviewers said the bass wasn't very good. For some reason, I find that it's great, so maybe this is just the updated model. The bass was very powerful and better than a lot of the speakers that I've tested that were this size. So keep that in mind. Also, a very big thing for people is battery life. And for a device this size, you'd expect to have great battery life with it. And I found that this device did a very good job of it. First off, I used this for about a week with regular use. I did test different ranges that it was connected to my Bluetooth devices. I also tested out different volumes, so loud, softer, medium. So I tried to give it as much as I could in terms of a realistic usability. So I wasn't able to drain the battery with about a week of regular use. They do say you'll get up to 15 hours of playtime, and it does have a rechargeable 2200 milliamp hour lithium ion battery. So I personally think you're going to get that 15 hours, if not more, depending on how far you use it with your Bluetooth device and the volume that you use it with. I'll link you to it once again in the description down below so you can check out the colors, price, reviews, and all the specifications to see if this is the right speaker for you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it on Facebook and Twitter, and don't forget to follow me on those social media sites as I post tons of information, tips, tricks, and tutorials that you would find very useful. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.